and the causes also we have discussed. That is the drivers. Because of the driver, the accident may occur in the road. Then pedestrians. So why? Because the pedestrians will not be using the footpath. They will be simply walking on the road, thereby creating the accident, or thereby they causes the accident. Then the passengers, okay, that is alighting from or getting into the moving vehicle. While in the bus stops, especially in the bus stops, the passengers will be creating the accidents, or the accident was caused by the passenger. Then vehicular defects, as we all know that failure of brakes, poor visibility, that is the lighting system. Because of that, the accident may occur. Then road condition, road design, traffic condition, weather, animals, and other causes. Okay, this is very important from the examination point of view. Remember, this is the compulsory question they will ask. Okay, explain the causes for road accidents. You should be in a position to answer the all the 10 points what I have given, the causes. Okay, the next one is in some place the accident has occurred. Okay, for example, I will consider this area A, that is the study area. In this area, some accident has occurred. Okay, collision between two vehicles. Okay, remember, accident means collision between two bodies. Collision between two bodies. Okay, some accident has occurred. For example, a vehicle accident has occurred. That is a collision between the two vehicles has occurred. Now, what are the steps you have to follow when an accident has occurred? So technically, that is by human value, first you have to say the person who is encountered with the accident. But technically, what you are going to do means there are some steps are there where you are going to follow those steps to record the accident data. Now, what are those steps? We will see one by one. So the first one is collection of accident data. Okay, in this, as soon as the accident has occurred means you have to inform to the local nearby police station. That is a nearby local police station should be informed that the accident has occurred nearby your jurisdiction, or in your jurisdiction the accident has occurred. Likewise, you have to inform the local police station, and what they will do, they will come and they will keep on collecting the data. That is the collection of accident data. I will tell what are the data should be collected after the accident. We will proceed for the next slide. Okay, then is a preparation of accident report. Okay, so whenever you collect the data means you are going to prepare the report, accident report. So collection, after collection you are going to prepare the accident report. Then location file, that is where the location, in which location the accident has occurred. They are going to check the past history of that location, whether the accident has occurred in that location or not. They are going to check. Then preparation of diagrams. Okay, especially the preparation of diagrams, which will be called as a collision diagram and condition diagram. And the last one is to suggest the measure prevent the accident. So the first one is you are going to collect the data, preparation of accident report, preparation of location file, diagram preparation, suggesting the preventive measure. Okay, these are the 5 steps which involved in the traffic accident survey. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear? You can unmute yourself or you can leave a message. If it is clear, we will proceed for the collection of data. So remember, in the exam they may ask what are the various steps involved in the traffic accident studies. Means first one is collection of data, preparation of accident report, preparation of location file, preparation of diagrams, then suggesting the preventive measure. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear? Shall we proceed?
Yes,
Okay. First one is collection of. What are the data you are going to collect when an accident has occurred? What are all the data you should collect as a traffic engineer, as a engineer, what you have to observe first. Okay, so what are the data you are going to collect? First means so collection of accidents data is the first step in accident survey. So in the accident study, whenever an accident has occurred, means first you have to collect the data. What are all the data? We will go one by one. It is the general data which involves which includes date, time, fatal, serious, minor property damage. So date, on which day the accident has occurred, you are going to record. For example, an accident has occurred at 5/6/2021. The timings is 5:30 p.m. So in the evening, approximately at 5:30 p.m. the accident has occurred. Fatal means that is a death. Whether the death has occurred or not, you are going to verify. If the death is occurred, means you are going to note down that. Then if there is any serious issues, okay, if there is any serious issues with the road user, you are going to note down. Then minor property damage, whether the vehicular damage is there or not, you are going to check it. Okay, in the general, we are going to note down the date, time, fatal, serious, or minor property damages. Okay, these are all the data you are going to collect while collecting the accident data. So in general, the topic is general data. In that, date, time, fatal, serious, minor property damages, etc. you are going to collect. Then the second one is location. Okay, location, at where, at what location the accident has occurred. So description and details of the location where accident occurred. For example, the accident has occurred at on 5/6/2021, 5:30 p.m. At Vidyanagar Cross. Okay, for example, at Vidyanagar Cross, the accident has occurred. So the location and the details you are going to note down. Where the Vidyanagar Cross it will come? It will come in the KIAL main road. That is a Kempegowda International Main Road, which will comes under the jurisdiction of Yelahanka. Okay. Likewise, you are going to note down the details of the accident. Okay, where the accident has occurred. That is the description and details of the location where accident has occurred. You are going to note down. Then details of vehicle involved. As I told, right, only the road user and vehicle will be involved. Details of a vehicle involved. You are going to note down. That is the registration number, make and description, loading details, and vehicular defects. So registration number, that is the car number you are going to note down, and make and description, that is what is the model and which company what is the company of the vehicle you are going to note down, and what is the model and all other details of the vehicle you are going to note down. Then loading details, when you can expect this loading details means whenever this commercial vehicles, okay, commercial vehicles like a truck or let's say that a truck or Tata yes, likewise if the commercial vehicles are there, means there you can go for this loading details you are going to note down. Then the vehicular defects, as we all know that failure of brakes, poor headlight system, steering system, tire burst. So vehicular defects you are going to note down. Okay, so remember, in the details of vehicles, registration number, make and description, loading details, and vehicular defects you are going to note down. In the exam, if they ask this question, means what are all the collection of data, means simply write 2 points. Okay, for general 2 points, location 2 points, description of vehicle, details of vehicles, you note down only 2 points. Then nature of accident, what type of accident is it has occurred. Then condition of vehicle, details of collision, damages, injuries, etc. Okay, here there are 6 types of accidents will come. So we will be discussing that what are the 6 types of accidents in the later classes. That is in the 4th module. I am going to teach you what are all the types of accidents. In this module, you simply remember nature of accident. That is details of collision between what and what. That is between the pedestrian and the vehicle, or between the vehicle and vehicle, or between the vehicle and stationary object, the collision has occurred or not, we are going to note down. And damages, okay, that is damages means whether personal injuries are there or not, you are going to note down, or vehicular damages, okay, personal injuries and vehicular damages you are going to note down. Then injuries, that is I told right, personal injuries for the road users you are going to note down. Then the last one is, the next one is road condition, okay, that is the, we all know that road condition, which is also a component part of the, or basic elements of the accident survey. So in this you are going to check the road geometrics and surface characteristics. So friction, as you all know that friction means the force which is exerted between two rubbing surface. Okay, here on the road, the tire will rub the pavement surface. So friction, you are going to check the friction of the road. Then road geometrics like horizontal, vertical curves, super elevation, friction, all the details you are going to check it. So remember the data while when an accident has occurred means the first thing you are going to collect the data. In that general data you are going to collect location data, details of vehicle involved, nature of accident, then road condition. These are all the data you are going to collect when an accident has occurred. And the next data you are going to collect is traffic condition. Okay, you are going to check whether the congestion is there or free flow condition. Okay, we all know that congestion means Q is equal to 0 and free flow means it is equal to 0. So you are going to check whether the road is fully congested during accident, or road is freely flowing. That is a free flow condition. Usually the accident is going to occur at free flow condition only. Why? Because volume becomes 0. That is, no vehicles will be on the road. Your speed will be exceeding 100 kmph. Okay, some sudden obstruction on the road means which will creates the accidents, which will causes the accidents. Then the primary cause for the accident you are going to note down. There is possible causes and primary causes. So possible causes, stray animals, especially the possible causes for accidents are in the city limits are stray animals. Because of the stray animals, the accident is going to occur. Then the road condition, that is the potholes. Because of the potholes, the accident is going to occur. Then the last data you are going to work out is accident cost. Okay, the cost which involved in the accident studies that we are going to collect as accident cost. So total cost of accident. Okay, why this accident is also getting cost? Because the property damages will be there and personal injuries will be there. So if there is any personal injuries means you are going to admit it to hospital, right? So if there is any personal injuries means you are going to admit to hospital for recovery. So in the hospital they are going to bill the charges for your hospital stay. So that bill charge we are going to collect as accident cost. And similarly for vehicular injuries, okay, vehicular injuries also, you are going to leave your vehicle for garage. In that garage, the garage bills are going to lay on you. So that bills we are going to collect as accident cost. Okay. Then if there is any property damages within the accident zone means that cost also can be included. So remember, accident cost which involves the property damage cost and vehicular damage cost. Then other probable causes, secondary and contributing causes for the accident. So other probable causes also you are going to work out and you are going to note down the other data also. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear the data what you are going to collect?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear, right? The first
Yes,
and foremost, you have to
Yes, sir.
collect. That is, these are all the data you are going to collect. Okay, general location, details of the vehicle, nature of accident, road condition, traffic condition, primary cause, accident cost, and other probable causes are secondary and contributing cause for accidents you are going to consider. Okay, the accident cost again we are going to discuss in the fourth module. Nothing to worry about this accident cost here. So simply remember the cost which are incurred are incurred in the accident study that we are going to call it as a accident cost. It involves the property damages and the personal injury cost. Okay, the next one is a accident report. The after collection of the data, we are going to compile the data in a single report called accident report. I told right, the accident should be reported to police station authorities who would be further collect required details and take legal action. So as soon as an accident has occurred in the road, on the road, if the accident has occurred means first you have to inform the nearby local police station. So as soon as an accident has occurred means it should be reported to nearby local police station. So the future actions will be taken by the police station. Okay, they will be coming and they will be seeing the any legal action can be taken or not. They will be checking and they will be recording the other data also. Whatever the general data we have collected, other than that, they will record some other data. Then especially in more serious accidents involving injuries, casualties, severe damage to property. When they will take this legal action means when the accidents are involved in injuries, there is a maximum injury is there, there is a personal injuries, casualties, and severe damage to property means then they will be taking the legal action. Then accident report of an individual involved may be separately taken. So you can prepare this accident report. Okay, you can prepare this accident report for individual. For example, 4 members are moving in a car. Okay, 4 members are moving in a car and they have encountered with this accident. Okay, you can maintain a separate accident report for all the 4 members. Okay, we can maintain a accident report for all the 4 members. So an accident report can be formed or can be created for individual members also. Then accident data should be collected as given and accident report is prepared, which will be used for further investigation. So whatever the data we have collected, using that data we are going to prepare the accident report. So you can prepare the entire accident in a single report or you can prepare the individual accident. Okay, individual thing we can prepare. So whatever the data we have collected, it will be compiled in a single report called accident report, and that report will be used for further investigation. For doing further investigation, we can go for other details we can get from the accident report. So remember, so whatever the data we have collected, using that data we can go for further investigation. Excuse me. The next one is accident records. So accident records are maintained giving all particulars of the accidents, location, and other details. Okay. The first one is data you are going to collect. The second one is report you are going to prepare, and third one is record. Okay. In this, what we'll be seeing means previous data you are going to analyze. Okay, using the previous data you are going to analyze that area where the accident has occurred. So what this accident record involves means you should know the location and other details. That is the accidents, how many accidents has occurred, location and other details you are going to note down. Then the records, the accident records may involve location files, spot maps, collision diagram and condition diagram. So remember in the exam these two are very important. Okay, again I'm telling these two are very important. Why? Because they will use a collision diagram and a condition diagram. So the accident records involves a location file, spot maps, collision diagram and condition diagrams. Okay, these are the details which will be involved in the accident record. So in the accident record, what we will be knowing means the previous data. So you are going to compare with the previous data. You are going to compare with the previous data and you are going to analyze the accidents. So we will see what is this location file, spot maps, collision diagram and condition diagram. The first one is location files. Okay, I told right for a particular location. For example, if you consider Vidyanagar Cross, so there will be a separate accident location file will be there in the nearby traffic police station. Okay, in the nearby traffic police station, a separate file will be maintained for each location. You remember, separate file will be maintained for each location. So which involves, which includes the number of accident has occurred, what type of accidents, how many injuries are there are present in the accident, and how many are fatal. Fatal means death. How many are dead when the accident has occurred? All the details will be in a single file. It will be there. That file we are going to call it as a location file. And these are useful to keep a record of locations where accidents have taken place within the concerned zone and to identify the location of high accident incidents. So it is a very useful record where the accident has taken. For example, an accident has occurred in the Vidyanagar means Vidyanagar Cross means the nearby local police station. They will be having this location file. They will bring the file and they will verify how many accident has occurred and what are all the details are there in that accident record. We are going to see. Then location files should be maintained by each police station for the respective jurisdiction. So simply remember, location file is a file where the details of accident locations are maintained, and this location file should be maintained by each and individual police station. So in all the police stations, the location files should be maintained in their respective jurisdiction. The second one is spot maps. Okay, you can see here in the diagram, accident location spot map shows accident by spots, pin or symbol on the road map of a locality. You can see here the roads are running here. You can see here the road is running here. Whatever I am highlighting. So you can see here red color indicates hot spots. Okay, you can see this is the accident prone spot. Okay, you can see the cold spots not significant and hospitals, and you can see here the hospitals are nearby only. When the accident has occurred means we require hospital at the earliest. So they have installed or they have constructed the hospital nearby the accident spot. So hot spots means the accident prone spot. The accident prone spot where the accident has occurred. So maximum number of accidents will occur at the red points. Okay, you can observe. I've shown. I'm marking the red points wherever it is indicated. There, the more accidents has occurred. Okay, this type area map will be displayed in the police station. Okay, area map will be displayed. In that area map, the spots will be represented. Okay, the spots will be represented in terms of the hard spots and pins. Okay, pins using pins or the sketches they are going to represent. Okay, is it clear? Location and spot maps. Is it clear? Is it clear? Kindly respond. You can unmute yourself and you can answer.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The next one is a collision diagram. I told right, which is very important from the examination point of view. Why? Because they will ask for 8 marks. Only one concept, 8 marks. They may ask. That is a collision diagram. What do you mean by this collision diagram? Means so a collision diagram permits study and analysis of a particular intersection of a curve at which a number of accidents has occurred. So this collision diagram will be used only for intersections. Okay, only whenever you are analyzing the accident study for intersection or curves. Okay, whenever there is a curves and intersection where you are analyzing the accident means it will be taken only for intersection and the curves. And this consists of a outline map of the location and symbols showing the direction of movement of vehicles and pedestrians involved in the accidents. You can see here the vehicular. The arrow mark is indicated as a vehicular movement. Okay, you can see here the arrow mark are indicated as a vehicular movement, and so you can observe here this arrow indicates a motor vehicle moving ahead. So motor vehicle moving ahead, then a motor vehicle backing. That is when the vehicles are coming back. That is by putting the back gear or reverse gear, and they will be moving. Pedestrian moving, parked vehicle, fixed object, rear end collision. You can observe here the rear end collision. You can observe the rear end collision, side swipe. So you can observe here overtaking. Then out of control. You can see here because of this collision there is an out of control here. Then fatal. This is the criteria where fatal means a death. You can call it as a death. Fatal. Personal injury. Then property damages. So remember, the collision diagram means it is a diagram indicating the location of the area with all the vehicular movement. Imaginary movement of vehicle can be represented in the collision diagram. So remember, imaginary movement of vehicle can be represented in the collision diagram. And if stationary objects are important in accident, they are included in the diagram. So if the stationary objects, there is the like a parked vehicle or parked any other type of vehicle are involved in the accident means those can be included in the accident survey. Then the diagram should include what are the points you should remember means drawing of intersection, identification of diagram, and identification of streets. Okay, so the collision diagram which will be helpful for analyzing the traffic accident. How this accident has occurred, that can be analyzed using this collision diagram. So which will be helpful in analyzing at the intersections. Okay, intersections in the horizontal curves. That is the whenever you are analyzing the accidents in the intersection and the curves means there you can use this collision diagram. So what will this collision diagram will take us means it will shows the imaginary path of vehicle tracing. Okay, imaginary path of vehicular tracing can be done, and we can analyze the various types of accidents also, and property damages if there is any, and personal injuries, and fatal is there any means we can easily determine by using a collision diagram. And if the stationary objects are important in this accident means we can use that stationary objects in the diagram also. Is it clear? Collision diagram. So in the exam, you have to write this diagram. If they ask collision, okay, with all the details, whatever I have shown here. So you should include all these details. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Next is a condition diagram. What do you mean by this condition diagram? It is very simple. Condition diagram means it is a diagram. Okay, look here before going to collision. It is a, remember, it is not a drawn to scale. I think you all know that scale. So it will not be having any actual measurements. Okay, the collision diagram will not be having any actual measurements, but this condition diagram will be having actual measurements and which will be drawn to scale. Okay, remember the first point in the condition diagram is which is drawn to scale. That is, it will be having the actual measurements. A condition diagram is a scale drawing which provides an accurate picture of the physical conditions present at the location. Okay, physical features. You can observe here the buildings are allocated, and you can see the bus stop and bus shelter will be represented here. Then you can see the buildings, then the parking area is located. So in this, what we will be doing means in the condition diagram, we will be representing the physical features of the area. Okay, the physical features of the area will be recorded and it will be marked on the sheet which is drawn to scale. And this will allow an evaluation of the effect of obstructions have on the driver's view and road condition. Why we are going to represent this physical features like buildings, hospitals, then bus stops, parking area, and other traffic signs or traffic signals. Why? Because how this physical features will be obstructing the driver's view, we are going to check it. Then condition diagram may indicate view obstructions are contributory causes for accidents. So if there is an obstruction, I told right, if there is an obstruction to the driver, I means it will leads to accident. So in this condition diagram, we are going to check if there is any obstruction is causing the driver to leads the accident or not. You are going to check it. And observation and measurement should include. What are all the observations you should included in the condition diagram means geometric features of the road, curves, roadway, signs, markings, etc. You can see here the markings are there, the signboards are there. You can observe here the dotted line, the dotted things. So those are the signals or signs which will be representing. Okay, the geometric features of the road should be represented. The width of the road, the curve portion, the slope, what is the slope of the road, marking, everything should be shown in this condition diagram. And physical features like bridges, culverts, electric poles, trees, etc. So bridges, if there is any bridges in the accident location means you are going to show that bridges. Then culverts. Okay, the culverts means it is of a small type bridge which will be used. Then electric poles. Okay, electric poles you are going to check it. Then trees. Okay, the trees which will be present on the sides of the road. Okay, on the both the sides of the road, some trees will be there. Those data we are going to represent. Okay, this is about the condition diagram. So simply remember, condition diagram means which is drawn to scale, which includes physical features of all the things which are present in the given area. And what are all the physical features you are going to represent? The geometric features of the road and physical features. The geometric features like curb, marking, traffic signs, roadway. There is the width of the road you are going to mark. Then bridges, physical features like bridges, culverts, electric poles, trees, etc. You are going to mark in the condition diagram. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear? Kindly respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The next one is a statistical application. I'll take 5 minutes, only 5 minutes. I'm going to take to explain this statistical applications. So this completes the surveys. Okay, we have discussed spot speed survey, speed and delay, traffic volume survey, origin and destination, parking studies, and accident studies we have discussed. So till now we have discussed about 6 types of surveys. Okay, 6 types of surveys. The next one is a very important concept, statistical applications. Okay, what are the tools which will be used for forecasting the traffic or checking the present condition of the traffic? We are going to see today. So statistical methods. So statistical means we all know that it is a mathematics. Okay, what are the mathematics principles which will be involved in our traffic engineering or for traffic forecasting or for traffic studies? What are all the mathematical concepts we are adopted? We are going to see today. So statistical method finds important applications in traffic engineering. Okay, where this statistical methods will be adapting means also where what are all the places or what are all the studies where we are using this statistical application. So these are the methods are very powerful tool to analyze and interpret the data. So for analyzing the data and for interpreting the data, we are going to see this use this statistical method. So the first statistical tool is probability distribution. Okay, as you all already learned in maths 4, I think maths 4 or maths 3, you already learned about this probability distribution. So probability distribution, where we can use this means it gives the probability of arrival of the vehicle for the given particular time. So for at a particular time, how many number of vehicles are going to arrival in the location? This can be analyzed using a probability distribution. So this probability distribution can be utilized in toll plazas, okay, toll plaza and intersection, and bus stops. Especially in the bus stops, we can use this probability distribution. So the application of probability distribution is in the toll plaza. We are going to check the arrival pattern of vehicle. Then at the intersection, you are going to check the arrival pattern of vehicles, and in the bus stops also at a particular time. For example, at 9 o'clock, what are all the various bus routes or the bus numbers which are going to arrival at a particular bus stop? We are going to note down. The second one is mean, standard deviation, and variance. So this is the simple basic statistical tool. Okay, simple statistical tool which can be utilized in analyzing the spot speed data. So when we are solving the problems on this spot speed, we will be get to know how this mean, standard deviation, and variance will be utilized. So it is very much helpful in analyzing the spot speed data. So I'm going to show how, while explaining the problems also, I'm going to explain what is this mean, standard deviation, and variance. So simply remember, mean, standard deviation, and variance can be utilized in analyzing the spot speed data. So while analyzing the spot speed data, we are going to use this tool. The next one is Poisson's and binomial distribution. So Poisson's and binomial, it is also a important mathematical tool which will be used to determine the arrival pattern of vehicle. Here also you can go for the arrival pattern, that is arrival pattern of the vehicle. So in dealing with random properties of traffic in the Poisson distribution. So in the toll plazas, we can't predict. In toll plaza, we can't predict this type of vehicle arrive at 12 p.m. Likewise, it will randomly arrival of vehicle can be analyzed using this Poisson's and binomial distribution. So remember, for random properties of traffic, the Poisson's and binomial distribution are utilized. And the vehicular arrival pattern at the toll plazas can be analyzed using the Poisson's and binomial distribution also. Not only the probability distribution, you can adapt this Poisson's and binomial distribution for analyzing the arrival pattern of vehicle at the toll plazas. Okay, is it clear? These three things, is it clear?
Sir.
Others, are you following it or not?
Yes, sir.
So next one is a normal distribution. Okay, usually the speed of the vehicle will be following this normal distribution. So the normal distribution has a number of useful applications in traffic engineering. One of the example is speed of the vehicle. The speed of the vehicle will be following this normal distribution. Okay, as we all know that a normal distribution, the normal distribution curve looks like this. So this is the shaded portion. Probability we are going to check. So this is 5% here. This is 5% here. So 90% of the things will fall under this curve. So as we all know that when the flow is zero, and density is zero means the vehicle will be moving with vehicle max. That is the speed of the vehicle will be moving with maximum speed. As the flow keeps on increasing and density keeps on increasing, the curve will fall. Okay, the curve will fall and the speed is going to reduce. So which will be correlated as a normal distribution curve. So the speed of the vehicle will be following the normal distribution. Then the last one is regression and correlation. Okay, this is very important. So we have to check the, for example, there are two variables will be there. For example, density and speed. To relate the two things, we require this correlation. So we have to see that functions. Okay, that is the functions you are going to see. That is y is equal to f of x. Likewise, you are going to check it whether density is a function of speed or speed is a function of density, which can be established by this regression and correlation. So relationship between any two or more variables. So for example, speed and density. Speed and density are the two variables which can be used in the traffic engineering. So developing or establishing a relationship between speed and density, which will be done by this correlation, and we can check the compatibility between the variables, whether it is suitable or not. We are going to check it. Okay, so remember, to establish relationship between two or more variables and to check the compatibility. To check the compatibility between the variables, we are going to go for correlation and regression. Okay, so the statistical tools we are going to apply in the traffic engineering is probability distribution. It can be used in the vehicular arrival pattern at toll plaza, intersections, and bus stops. Then mean, standard deviation, and variance, which can be utilized in analyzing the spot speed data. Then Poisson's and binomial distribution. So this can be used in the arrival pattern of vehicles at toll booth. So arrival pattern of vehicle at the toll booth can be analyzed using this Poisson's and binomial distribution. The next one is normal distribution. The speed of the vehicle. Okay, the speed of the vehicle will be following this normal distribution. And regression and correlation. So if there is any two variables are there, means to correlate between those two variables, we are going to use this regression and correlation. Okay, that is, for example, if you are relating speed with the density, means you are going to use this regression and correlation. Okay, is it clear? Okay, there is one last concept called level of service is there. We will be seeing this level of service in the next class. Okay, we will be seeing this level of service in the next class. So I will start the session here. Okay, any doubts in this? Are people are following it or not? Whatever I am teaching. Are you people are following? Following it or not? Kindly respond. Following. Okay. Okay. Okay, students. Thank you. You can leave. Thank you. Have a good day.